I was an academic. I was a really rigid academic. And I worked hard to dissolve or eliminate my intellect. And hard, so much so that I just basically didn't speak for a good period of time. My first 3 years of training, it was humiliating to not be smart, because I prized myself on being smart. And really, I had a lot of coats hanging on that rack. And but I knew I didn't want to be smart. I didn't want to be anything that was extra. And I didn't know what I was yet. I hadn't melted fully. And so I eliminated all of it. I eliminated everything, anything that identified me. I even wore a certain scent, and I stopped wearing it. I just wanted to know who I was naked. What I discovered is that if you have enough heat, which is really what happened in Om, it subsumes the rational or intellectual mind, and you don't know if it's going to come back up for air at any point. And I spent a lot of time having been, written poetry, written a lot, and I couldn't find the word for anything, or I would find the sloppy word, the one that isn't quite right, or and I would just have to go with it or not be in the world. And so it was a lot of years of being fairly inarticulate. But I had to, I guess, demonstrate to something deeper that I would have a fidelity to it. And so I did. And then lo and behold, what happened was that when the majesty, we'll say of Eros, of whatever it was that I surrendered to, got full enough and arose, so did the generosity of it. And the intellect doesn't want the erotic self. The erotic self wants everything and welcomes everything and wants everything in its most elegant form. And it knows that the intellect in its disconnected isn't that elegant. You can't feel it. It's just, you can hear it and it sounds right. There are some writers out there, for example, they just sound so good, and they just sound so good, and they can afford to sound good because they aren't actually having to contend with any feelings. And so you read it and your mind thinks, oh, that's so well stated. But it's like dry cereal. It doesn't stay with you. It doesn't stick. Like this, for example, this sticks. It sticks because you feel and he had to feel and that to me is Alison Luderman is another one who has that sticking, and her words aren't exquisite per se. Sorry, Alison, but the heart is. The intellect likes things very stable and very steady, so it won't let itself be rocked. And if you want to move someone or be moved, you have to live in that state of insecurity. And the same thing is true when you're making love. In the Eros Sutras, the esoteric version, there's one sutra that how to make love, and what I say is right there, you feel that kind of bristly, electric, uncomfortable sense. That's insecurity. That is the fuel for making love. That volatility is what you're converting into intimacy. So when I can sense that, when I can sense controlled insecurity in work, that's where I'm moved.